Hello, welcome back. This is Grillenheimer. I was forgot I was looking up on the web about somebody on Facebook had put a post out there, and I was made a reply, and then the post was just gone. I don't know what happened. It was they were just having fun, but then I also was referencing a lot of the stuff that's been happening, and one of those I was doing it was finding out what year the snake showed up on the Western Wall, and it was into 2018. And then apparently going through other links and web addresses and whatnot, I found this too, and this goes back to November 7th, 2018, from an the trumpet. Yeah. So this web news site, I don't know if this is Christian or what. I really don't know, because this article is just dripping with sarcasm. Just dripping with sarcasm. They may have a lot of stuff right. I may be interpreting this in the wrong way. But let's look at it super quick. Millions of people are seeing the end times in the news. This week, one of the most popular news-related websites in the United States, the Drudge Report, featured a link to an article in Britain's mirror.co.uk. The headline, "The Three Signs That Biblical Prophecies About the End of the World and the Messiah Are Coming True." The Bible does have prophecies, apocalyptic, where we get it from. The sins described in these Bible prophecies certainly feel familiar, and the sign of the end times are drawing some attention too. But they're wrong. Certainly these three signs from the mirror are... certainly these three signs from the mirror are wrong, because that's what the not sentence before that is a whole paragraph. Well, this is not written very well. I was amazed that someone thought this was worth writing, that editors thought it was worth publishing, and Drudge thought it was worth promoting to millions of people. That's a paragraph. That's one sentence. Sign 1, the red heifer, not heifer. For years, some Jewish sects have been looking for the birth of a red heifer, wanted until purebred unblemished heifer is born, sacrificed according to the instructions in Numbers 19, necessary for ritual purity in the building of the temple. It's now a little buzz that such an animal has been born for the first time in 2,000 years. And it was ready for sacrifice last year in 2021. This is 2023. It was either 2021 or 2022. It was old enough to be killed. I think that was last year in 2023. So I'm not sure about that, because I just forgot what year it was. So that was the sign 1. And then they say that the mirror is saying that the second sign was the fish in the Dead Sea, mostly 35% salt. Almost nothing can live in it. The Mirror quotes an Israeli photojournalist as having captured images of fish and sinkholes. Well, people have. Not just this Israeli photojournalist, but people on YouTube have also put this out there and put videos of you see the fish swimming. You see them at the Dead Sea. Scientists in states, the scientists are said to have been shocked to discover the sinkholes rapidly filling up with fish and other forms of life that never used to be sighted. Breaking Israel news states that dropping water levels have caused the formation of freshwater sinkholes. The photojournalist and others have referred to the presence of the fish and other life at the Dead Sea as a fulfillment of Ezekiel 47, which prophesies that the Dead Sea's waters shall be healed, that fishermen will catch a wide variety of species. But again, fish in sinkholes by the Dead Sea do not fulfill the prophecy. Those verses in Ezekiel 47 are part of a long description of a river that flows out of Jerusalem down to the Dead Sea, healing and enlivening everything in its path. The description of this river follows an extended description of reapportioning of land in and around Jerusalem. a new temple being built, and a just, righteous government being established. Okay. Well, then what was... We were hearing rumors of another temple being built last year in 2023. And all the mess about the red heifer. Of course, this is in the past. This is from 4.5 years ago from the trumpet in 2018. Because in 2018 is when the snake showed up on the wall. So that is sign 3. A snake wriggled out of the Wailing Wall. The area is part of the western wall of the Temple Mount enclosure. Jews and Christians believe it to be the last remnant of the second temple. Believe it to be. We don't say it is, but we're not sure. We're not assuming anything. Which the Roman Empire destroyed in AD 70. It is one of the Jews' holiest sites. And it really is. They go and worship and pray and do prayers and leave little gifts, all sorts of stuff at this wall. Last week, worshipers there saw a snake emerge from between the stone blocks of the Wailing Wall and frighten away a pigeon. A man got a ladder, fetched the snake, and that was the end of it. So apparently it was actually kind of high if they had to get a ladder to get it out. The Mirror cited, some bloggers are saying the snake is a symbol that we are living in dangerous times. Lots of quotes here. Lots of finger quotes. They say these times lead up to the coming of the Messiah. It cites another reputable source, as some internet users are saying the snake represents the serpent in the Garden of Eden that enticed Adam and Eve to sin against God. What is sin? Doing anything that God tells you not to do. Pretty much, or being without God. In the fall of the world, as us Christians believe. As written in the Bible. The Bible contains absolutely no prophecies about a snake or a pigeon at the Wailing Wall. This event is as significant in end-time Bible prophecy as a housefly landing on your kitchen counter and taking off. You can hear the sarcasm just dripping off of this article. Those are the 3 prophetic signs brought to you by The Mirror, a sensationalist tabloid in its weird news section. Now, I will admit, I don't know anything about The Mirror. I have not heard about it. I have not read it. I have not read the article that this nearly 5-year-old article is even referencing. In the meantime, if we go to the Daily Mail, and I was trying to find a reference to the snake at the wall and its prophetic meaning, but I really can't find anything. Going as flying on the seat of my pants here. But I did find the Daily Mail's article from like November 2nd, 2018. Which is just 5 days before the trumpets sort of response to all this. And then, if we're looking at the Daily Mails here, they even have video of it. You can see the video of the man climbing the ladder, the snake appearing, the bird flying away. 4 months ago, a large piece of stone fell from the western wall, almost crushing a woman who had gone there to pray. One Kabbalist or mystic interpreted it as a sign that the third temple should be built because the stone fell the morning after Tisha B'Av, which is a fast to commemorate the destruction of the first 2. The construction of the third temple is supposed to predict the Messiah's coming. Now that I probably could find in the Bible, but my Bible is, I think, in the car. Shortly afterward, a large cloud of dust billowed up from inside the Temple Mount compound surrounding the Dome of the Rock for several minutes. One rabbi suggested the dust revealed the conflict taking on the spiritual plane. So there's that. Where to go? So let's go back to the trumpet. So they're saying that this is not a thing, are they? That they might be signs, but they're not, and it's just really. I guess my problem is how the journalist is writing. It's just dripping with sarcasm. Many Christians shy. Okay, despite the errors of those who claim to know Bible prophecy, I'm not claiming I know it at all. The Bible itself is flawless. It is one of the few religious books that dares to forecast the future, and it is the only one that gets it right. Thousands of years after its prophecies were written, they happen. So I'm kind of reading backwards. I apologize. Those are the three prophetic signs brought to you by the Mirror. So yet people are interested. They are curious about end-time Bible prophecy. What a shame that their interest is squandered on false, worthless prophecies that divert them from real, honest, in-depth consideration of the actual end-time prophecies of the Bible. Even in today's secular Bible-hating society, people have a sense that there's something to Bible prophecy, and that's because there definitely is. Despite the errors of those who claim to know Bible prophecy, the Bible itself is flawless. It is one of the few religious books that dares to forecast the future. It is the only one that gets it right. Thousands of years after its prophecies were written, they happen. Many Christians shy away from this fact. Okay, the Bible contains a lot of prophecy. I'm not debating that. Jesus Christ himself prophesied in detail. Bible prophecy can be difficult to understand, but God has not left us to just wander in out of random mysterious news that sounds related to Bible prophecy with no way of understanding if a current event is prophetic or not. God wants you to understand Bible prophecy. No argument for me there. If only at the top of the Drudge Report next week, this headline appears: the 4 signs that biblical prophecies about the end of the world and the Messiah are coming true. If only it linked not to the tabloid content of the Mirror, but to the trumpet.com, what would be waiting for millions of people interested in Bible prophecy who click the link? They have a link to the article. So this does sound like it is a Christian article making fun of a possible tabloid, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff going on out there on YouTube about people getting dead excited over some of these events. Remember, this is 4.5 years ago. This is 2018. What also happened near the end of okay, that was 2018. So what happened near the end of 2019? The fires in Australia, the fires in California, some fires other places, and even in Africa. The locust outbreak in Africa. And of course, there's always lots of fires in California. Trump was right about that, considering they don't, a forest is a forest. It's hard to really keep your forest ground as clean as you can. It takes a lot of work. So if there's a lot of debris, I'm looking at all these leaves in my backyard. It's like a forest out there. Fires can happen in the natural wild, et cetera, et cetera. So there's that. That was 2019 with, like I said, the fires, the locusts going through the farmland of Africa, as well as what happened in 2020. Well, we had the virus. Oh, okay. Maybe my head just blocked. I thought, boy, it's got really dark back there. The virus in 2020. Of course, I was looking at the Bible the other day, and 1/3. We still haven't lost 1/3 of the people yet, so that obviously hasn't happened. The Euphrates is just about drained, from what I understand. We're finding a lot of neat things with the Euphrates drying up, or has dried up. We have what's that lake? That Lake Mead. Here in the States also, and Colin with Paranormal Files has done some stuff out there. A lot of other people that we found. They found bodies, they found boats, they found cars, they found all sorts of stuff because it was a dropping point for the mafia, because it's not that far from San Francisco, Los Angeles, somewhere out there. That's where they would do some strange stuff, and a lot of strange things have been found. So, and I remember Colin with Paranormal, his YouTube video, went out and did some paranormal investigating. They ended up almost getting chased. It was not chased, but it was an interesting episode. I'll just put it that way. Other things other than just paranormal stuff may have been going on. That's right. They may have been surrounded by coyotes. There was something else going on. They heard women scream in the distance. It was not exactly very fun for them. Then was it Colin and the twin paranormal guys? Was it all of them together, or was it just twin paranormal? I can't remember. But maybe it was both of them together, because they've done a lot of collaboration. But like, y'all need to know about that, especially if you're a Christian. So there's this stuff. That's interesting. This is now 2023. And I kind of call him the fake king, because I don't believe what happened in 2020 myself with our president. Our resident in chief. You know, a lot of people are wondering about that. And the validity of our elections, in a way, you know, in all his gaffes, all his crap. I mean, the things he signed in executive orders the day after he got inaugurated was just very unnerving. Grown men crying on YouTube because they lost their jobs because of him signing with a pen, his signature, just killing stuff out, just knocking, just jobs, and they're just boop, they're all gone. On top of what happened the year before with the virus in 2020. Yeah, fun times. And ever since then, the gas has been going up. And then, you know, we had the whole Ukraine-Russia conflict start that fall, was that? No, that was 2022, wasn't it? Not fall of 2021. God, I can't believe it's 2023. So, just some interesting things on top of what was righteous or good is now considered bad. What was considered bad is considered normal. Very topsy-turvy world. We got people like Tyler Zed with Zeducation, and a whole bunch of other people that I listen to. We are calling this clown world, and all we can do with this administration is make fun of them, and as they just waddle their way through with destroying the country, or that's what it seems to us normal people. Where even I think Tim Pool last night, when they were live in Washington or DC or wherever they were somewhere else on location, oddly, talking about how they have destroyed going against the Constitution so much they actually even went against the Third Amendment with military in people's homes. And they didn't even know it. So just interesting stuff. I mean, you're going to have to listen to this stuff yourself and do a lot of research. But if this is a big interpretation, if we are the Second Roman Empire, we are falling, we are crumbling. We are Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, in the days as Jesus prophesied, you know, are we here? People have seen Jesus. People have been turning around. People have the dead coming to life. Could that just be all the NDEs that we've been hearing about? Whether you believe it or not. People coming to Christ. Of other religions coming to Christ. Sinners coming to Christ. Because he loves everybody. That's the whole part of Christianity. It's not the white man's kind of religion. Hey, make it the white critical. Cynicism is crass. I mean, how much of this from the left and the haters that they go to sleep with hate on their heart, and it grows and it festers, and they don't dissolve it, and they go from day to day with their hearts full of hate. After a while, their heart is going to go cold. It's going to be hard to turn them back around and bring them back to the truth with each passing day, because they don't believe, they don't want to believe, they don't pray for forgiveness. And forgiveness is the key to Christianity. Doesn't matter who you look like or what your heritage, where you come from, or what you look like. Jesus loves every stinking one of us. I've been saying that for 2 years because I love saying it. And he does. Are these real signs of the end times? Maybe, maybe not. People have been seeing and hearing some strange things and getting online like I'm doing right now, saying stuff, saying things that they have experienced, things they have seen, saying, you've got to believe me. You got to believe me. This is what I experienced. This is what I saw. This is what I heard. Can you believe this? It's like John writing his scroll. Just believe. These are the 7 signs. These are this. Just believe. He used the word believe so many times in that chapter, in his scroll, of his account, of his testimony, of his witness. And there were many more signs other than what's written here that Jesus did. And that is how he ended his scroll. That you have to believe. That's all I got to say right now. But I found this an interesting, I guess, Joel Hilliker is a Christian, maybe a Christian journalist for the Trumpet. Again, I don't know what to make of this. But only the wise will know. Only those that know Scripture very well will really truly know what the signs are and what to look for and know what really is going on. Because no one knows the time of his return. He will come like a thief in the night. We will not know. It's not going to be like a Tim LaHaye book. It's going to be biblical. Tim LaHaye was just trying to write a fictional account of a possibility. And it all starts with an airplane. People disappearing off an airplane and people waking up, and it's like, well, there's no way people could just disappear off an airplane, because it, where can you go on an airplane? So that was the point of that. On top of some other symbolic issues for the first few chapters of the Left Behind series, which I never finished. I just never finished. I got bored with it. But we'll see you next time. There's a lot of interesting stuff here to digest. Again, this is over a 4-year-old article. A lot of things have happened since this. A lot of things has happened since this. Hate feeds on hate. Don't feed that fire, but love God. Focus on Him. Just believe. Blessed be the word of the Lord. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. Sorry, I didn't really quote any true Bible verses here today. Just some things to ponder. Eric Stakelbeck is a good one with The Watchmen also to check into and listen as well with his interpretation of things going on a global level here, a geopolitical level, with a lot of the things going on. And he's reported on a lot of interesting things. But what does he like? The archaeology. And we can't forget the archaeology here either. Of all the things, from the stuff being found with the Euphrates dyeing up, the things that we have found around and under the pyramids, the labyrinth, things that we're not supposed to know about, patterns of evidence with Tim Mahoney, things to think about, things to look at, things to consider. Open your mind to these things. If you just say that's not right, I'm not listening, I don't have that time, sorry, no, you're wrong. Then you're not allowing to think on a bigger scale and other possibilities that maybe the Bible is right. Maybe the Bible is historical. We'll see you next time. Praise be to God. Thanks for watching. Peace.